predictable, Peter, when your best players are your best players in a game?
Well, they certainly came through big. I mean, I think that was Tyler's first time ever getting 4 points in a game and a hat trick. That's obviously big. And coming through on the power play, coming through late in the game, I mean, those are what you want to see, and that's good for our team.
How much is your patience tested over time with that first line in terms of waiting for them to come around and have a good game?
Well, you know, we're always pushing to play this team game, and you want your top line to continue to produce chances and give the opportunities to score. They're not going to score every game, but to create chances is important. I think you know, most of the time is when you get tested or you want to see more is on the defensive side, and you don't want to see, you know, trading goals. You want to see them you know, playing a harder, tighter game. Sometimes they're a victim, but sometimes they can do better. But they certainly came through. We got to give them all the credit in the world for coming through in a big game. We talked about these last 7 games and, you know, being like a playoff series, and this is game 1 in our building. So it was great to see them come through.
To that point, Tyler's working face-offs, for example? Is that what you're
Well, that was huge. I mean, going into the third period, I don't think he lost a face-off. I don't know what he ended up with, but you know, those are big stats. I mean, he was winning on the left side and the right side, and you know, winning those draws and then coming through. He had a spectacular game.
Did anything catch your eye about what maybe got them going a little bit tonight?
Well, I think that you know, I think our guys had a decent first period, but our second period again wasn't where we wanted it to be. You don't always have great periods. And it's a 60-minute game, so you have to keep persevere and stay and get back on. And you know, when you're in that situation, we're down 2, that you can get one early in the first 10 minutes and you can change the momentum of the game and get back in it. And that's the way hockey's played. And a lot of times you might think that the team played a great game, and the coach might think that the second period or the first period or 10 minutes in the period wasn't very good. But when you win, that makes it all better, right? So, you know, we still are looking for consistency of an entire 60 minutes, but you have to persevere. You have to stay with it. When you're down, you know, in your building, you can rally and come back. And good teams have that feeling and that confidence to know that they can come back in games. And some teams, you know, they play a solid game, and when they have a lead, it's, you know, it's hard to protect that lead because they change the way they think, they change the way they play.
Whose idea was the 7 game? Is it yours?
Yeah. Well, we're not in the playoffs, so I was kind of anxious to get in the playoffs. So I think it's a good way to keep the guys focused on playing these games, and I do not want to not just play the games. I want them to play hard. We're playing teams that it means something to, and when they mean something to the other team, you should be at your best.
How easier for you was it tonight with more veteran centers to play with?
Well, I thought that was big. I mean, I rely a lot on Smitty. I think that Sammy Carrick has done a decent job of getting Naz back in the lineup too. I think that, you know, as he plays, he's going to get better and better. You know, he had his moments of really good and moments where you could see he was rusty. But his focus to want to be good is there. And that's what we want to see out of him. But he's missed, you know, what did he miss? 3 games and then 4 games out of 8. And that's a lot of hockey to miss in a row. So it was nice to have Nazi back and Smitty back up the middle, and it certainly makes it stronger. And you know, better for the penalty killing side and better on the offensive side.
So is that focus something you can see on the bench, on the ice?
For Nazi?
Yeah.
He's a guy that wants to do good. He wants to be the guy. He wants to do all those things. He doesn't always get it done the way, you know, we and him want him to do it, but he knows that he has to change, and he will continue to strive to get there. It's half the battle is to want to do that, get to where you want to be. And if you're, you know, don't really care about getting there and you're just doing it for different reasons, you're not always going to get the most out of it. But if you want to get to that point where he's the guy that's driving things and he's the guy that's relied to on all those situations, so he's going to get there.
26 minutes for Morgan tonight. Since the beginning of the year, where's he made his greatest strides, Peter, as you continue to trust him more?
Yeah, I think that, we constantly talk about Morgan and his decision making when he has the puck, and he has a lot of energy when he has the puck on his stick, and he gets going and he gets up the ice and he skates so well when he gets up the ice. What we're looking for in him in a lot of situations is to play with that same energy when he doesn't have the puck. So when Morgan goes, you can see he fired. He's out of a cannon and he wants to go and get up the ice. When he doesn't have the puck, I want him to have that same fire. I want him to defend with that same intensity, and I think that he's made strides, and he certainly has to continue to improve.
You can ask Garrett if he can stay a couple more days to take
Yeah.
us to the Tampa game.
Well, he hasn't lost, so that's a good record. But it was nice to have those things that makes you feel what's important in this world.